The red brick represents a shell of a part object with very little information attached. Probably no model, no drawing. Very little has been represented to it. No compliance information, very little metadata, no process specs, no material specs. Here is the part-centric view of what the red part object might look like. It's basically a part number and a title with very little other information. The yellow part object in our LEGO demonstration indicates a part which may be missing information or maybe have non-compliant or an alert on the part. In any rate, it may not have a model, it might have a drawing. Here is what the part-centric view of the yellow part object might look like. In this case, we chose to show that there was missing information versus non-compliant information. The blue part object represents a robustly defined digital object, where the drawing has been decomposed into a parts list in the system. The geometry is being represented either by a drawing or by an attached model. The model is associated. There's lots of metadata on compliance, and it is a compliant part object for virtually every application. This represents the part-centric framework within our database that we are trying to achieve. The tall blue stack represents the part object itself being robust and compliant and exportable. The part would have many things associated with it: drawings, parts list, models, process specs, material specs, cost data, Q notes, guide-up alerts. This would represent a supplier data package, a manufacturing data package, a technical data package to our customer. This might represent a technical data package given to our customer with the drawing and the model associated to the part. This might represent a supplier data package with the drawing and the model and the process specs and material specs all going to the supplier. And this might represent a manufacturing data package going to the floor to be manufactured, where the model and the drawing, the material specs, process specs, Q notes, work instructions, model-based work instructions, first article inspection sheets have all been collected against the part object. This represents an assembly of multiple parts with different levels of maturity. Every using assembly of these atomic level parts are going to be missing the same elements: models, drawings, compliance information, cost data. When we bring these parts into an assembly, we propagate the missing information to higher levels of the value stream. This is the PDM database. When our engineers search for stuff, it's kind of like poking through all this, and they usually go with the first thing they can find without really understanding the quality level of the part object that they're picking. The new search result for an engineer searching for a part would look something like this, and he would know that the far left blue parts are preferred over the far right red parts. Selecting a blue object would mean you would be getting a robust part object into your product structure, whereas selecting a red object would mean you have just a shell object with no model, no drawing, very little information at all.